Hey, 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 y'all. Whew, today was a day. Boy, was it a day. So, I had to come on here and share. I I ran across this post the other day, and it doesn't even matter what the post said because I don't want to give energy to it. But it was about a celebrity, and I was like, I could see that to be true. Now, I didn't believe the statement. However, I understood where the statement was coming from, right? Very much aware. So let it be gone, right? So I'm at work today, and we chit chat at work, and I thought about repeating the post that I saw, right? Now, mind you, I don't know if this was true because it wasn't the actual person that posted it. It was like a post about a celebrity. It wasn't the celebrity's post. Like, I don't follow the celebrity. It was somebody else that shared it. So I know with technology and all of that, things could be altered, changed, whatever the case may be. So I don't always believe everything that I see, hear, whatever. Discernment, right? We have to use discernment. So I thought it. And I was about to say it. And right when I was about to open my mouth to say it, I started choking. And not one of those, cough like, chokes or whatever. It was that deep choke where you keep coughing and you have to like drink something for it to go away. That shit was deep. And I was like, okay, so I don't need to be saying that, right? So like even my manager was like, "Are you okay?" Because she hear me back here choking, right? And I had to stop and journal for a second because I was like, dang, like that hit me hard. And what I got from it is that, well, I received several things from that experience, right? One of the things that I received was that I don't always have to say what I'm thinking. So, um, which I don't. I don't always say what I'm thinking. Um, but we are in a time, and I'm still studying, I'm a studier of astrology. Um, so I know like there are some alignments going on with different energies. I've been seeing posts where people talk about portals, blah, 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 all of this, right? Um, I do believe we are still in Mercury retrograde, if my memory serves me correctly. And basically, what the retrogrades do, Mercury retrograde does, it slows down communication so that you are able to look at it a second time, examine it before it goes out into the universe as whatever it is, right? So, rewind a little bit. One of the things during my spiritual awakening that I have realized is that my body talks to me. Our body is constantly talking to us, right? But we are too busy. Some of us are too busy to either pay attention to it, to understand it, whatever the case may be, whatever. So I started to realize, like, hello, my body is telling me things and I am ignoring them. I'm not even paying attention to it. And I realized there was a connection between self care, self love, self worth, and ignoring that part of me, which that'll be another video. So my body was talking to me through choking, right? How many of us have thought about something or said something and start choking or whatever, and you just chop it up as to, it went down the wrong pipe, which it's not possible from my understanding. I don't know. But, that is a statement that I've said before, not really realizing, oh, wait a minute, what was I saying before I started to choke? What was I doing before that choke started to happen, right? This time I was very much aware. And I do believe that because of retrograde and the work that I have been doing and how I am more aligned with my body, um, that it was trying to tell me something, right? Like, don't speak on that. You don't even know if that's true. You're repeating something that you've seen that you don't even agree with. Why are you giving this thing energy? Is basically what I came up with, right? Why am I even giving this damn thing some energy? Because I don't believe this to be true. So then I started to think, how many other times have I given energy to something and it wasn't true? How many times? How many times have I done that? And to take it a step further, what we focus on, what we give our energy to, is what we are creating. If you're focusing on the bills that need to be paid, or the debt that you want to get out of, or you're focusing on whatever it is that you're focusing on, you create more of whatever it is that you are focusing on. Being a creator of our reality. That is a universal law. Law of attraction. And it hit me like deep, because I know that I go to my head. One of the reasons why when I talk, I close my eyes and take a breath so that I come into the heart space. Instead of talking from my head, or my mind, I'm talking from my heart. Because these thoughts, they're not always our thoughts. And I know that might sound a little woo-woo to some people. Some people may be a little like, what the fuck? What do you mean? Da 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 da. Again, like I said, that post that I saw, that was not a belief that I have. I do not believe that. I don't believe it. Don't believe it to be true. So when I saw it, I'm like, that's interesting. I guess I can understand. I love to hear other people's perspectives. I love to see, or to try and understand. No, you can't really try to do anything, right? But anyways, I like to see the other side of things. I like to get other people's perspective. I like to see how the mind works. That's fascinating to me. To see where that thought form came from, right? So why do you think this way? It's fascinating to me. And I've really have been mindful of my thoughts. Now, what I am learning is that our brain is meant to think. That's what it's designed to do. So we are going to have thoughts. Random, weird, crazy thoughts. But our job is, as the observer, is to see it. Oh, that's interesting. Is that something that, no, I don't want that. Let it go. Oh, that's interesting. Let it go. Because when we focus on something and we hold on to it, now we're creating energy around that thing. But if we let it go, it's just like a current. It just keeps going. It flows straight through, right? And I realized that in the past, I would catch something, hold on to it, look at it, examine it, chew on it, speak about it, and then it kept growing and growing. And it wasn't even something that I wanted, right? Like, so then it started to got it had me thinking like misinformation. There's this saying, those that control the images controls the mind. I believe something to that effect, right? Images is also language. Symbols is a language. Images have a frequency. Everything has a frequency, right? So when you see certain things, it provokes an energy, a feeling. And I just started to think about all of this stuff that I randomly see and how I have been so sorry, how I have been so um distracted, how I have been so misaligned with myself. Like I said, all the noise, I had to cut all that noise out, right? All that stuff. And that's what I mean about the noise. It's not just physical sound is not what I'm referring to. I mean, that's part of it. It is all types of information. We are constantly being bombarded with information from physical noises, sounds, to medias, the internet, symbols, like, oh my goodness, we are constantly getting bombarded with so much information. And sometimes we just have to turn it off. Turn that crap off. Turn that crap off. Take a breath. And be with yourself. Truly be with yourself. Mm. And I've heard people tell me, I've been told by people, whatever, that oh, I can't meditate. Because people have asked me, like, girl, what are you doing? Like, there's something different about you. I've been doing work. Work, 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 work. No, no, I've been doing work. Work. Putting it in. Um, and I know there are people out there that feel like meditation doesn't do anything or they can't meditate. I've heard that being said before. I don't have time to meditate. Like, it's so interesting because, like, that was one of the first things that I did. Um, I watched this whole documentary. It was on Gaia and it was talking about meditation, the scientific known um, facts of the benefits of meditation. And from what I can recall, don't quote me, but what I can recall, meditation, of course, it's good for the mind, right? But it also like regenerates cells. That part like was like, what do you mean it regenerates cells? From what I remember, it regenerates your cells. So I used to do 5-minute meditations, 10-minute meditations. I started out with guided meditations. I used music. Um, Whatever I was called to is basically what I've done. Um, I do believe that I've personally kind of like hit I can't really say a plateau, but maybe that's a good word for it, a plateau. Because now when I meditate, I start to feel these things. And my mind, that mind again, right? My mind goes to, oh crap, what's that? Is that a bug? What's on me? Especially when I meditate outside. Because I'll ground, put my feet in the earth, sit on the ground or whatever, and I'll meditate that way. And ground all at the same time and be in the sun, and I'll start feeling all these things, and I'm like, okay, there's a bug on me, there's this on me. I mean, a couple of times there has been um creepy little crawlers on me or whatever, but for the most part I knew I was fine. But again, it's the flipping mind, man. The mind, the mind, the mind. And I took this rites of passage class, and from this class I was able to connect my thoughts to my emotions. And it was huge because now I can have a thought, right? And it can make me feel a certain kind of way inside. Either it could give me anxiety, I could start choking like I did earlier. I get tingles, just different things, right? My foot would start itching, just, and I'm learning. I don't know what all of these, emotions mean, but I do know that it gets my attention to the point where I'd be like, okay, wait a minute, what am I thinking of? Is that a thought that I want to entertain? No, I don't want to entertain that. Where you come from? Like, I don't want you here. You do not have permission to be here. I release you into the light. That's what I do. And it goes away. You know. Now, call it weird, call it spooky, whatever the case may be. It works for me. And if you are sensitive to energy, it may work for you because you already have an awareness of it, but you just don't really know what exactly it is, right? So I challenge you just to slow down a little bit and be mindful of those thoughts. And if that is a thought that you want to entertain, because we are all thinking these things, feeling these things, seeing these things, and some of us are repeating this stuff and talking about it and giving it more energy, and we are creating chaos in our lives, and we're not even aware that that is what we're doing. I know that that's what I did. I created chaos. And now that I know, yeah. So Just a reminder, you don't always have to say what you're thinking. And question yourself. Ask yourself why. Where did that thought come from? Why am I, is this a thought that I want to entertain? Be curious about the thought. Like I said, our brains are meant to think. That's what the brain is meant to do, is to think. But that does not mean that we have to hold on to that thought. The thought could come in and go and disappear. A thought could come in and go and disappear. You don't have to hold it onto it and look at it and examine it. Or you can grab it where you come from. Ask those questions. Ask. You'd be surprised when you start asking from a place of wanting to understand, the answers comes to you. I have a story about that too. So until next time, bye.